Assalamu alaikum. This is Mohammad Sarim Amin of grade 11 from the City School GCA Campus A, Karachi, Pakistan. Now the topic from the speaker is never let the fear take over you. Battle. Fear. False evidence appearing real. Being afraid of something that's not yet happened or may never happen. Based on past thoughts, beliefs and conditioning. Throughout this world, there lives only two kinds of people. Those who have conquered their fears and those who are living their fears. Those who are living their fears and those who are living their dreams because they had the courage to take on their fears. What is the number one killer of dreams? What do you think is the number one reason why the majority fail to live the life they love? What do you think is the number one reason why people fail to succeed at any level? It's not luck, it's not lack of money or opportunity, it's certainly not circumstance. It's fear. Fear is the greatest killer of dreams that have ever roamed planet Earth. Fear is that voice inside you that says, you can't. The voice that gets louder and stronger every time you listen to it. Every time you let fear dictate your decision, fear grows stronger. Fear grows bigger. It does not matter how many times I fail. It does not matter how many times I feel rejected, embarrassed, down and out, and there's only one way you can change, to step right into your fear. You must step right into your fear and sum up all the courage inside you and do the thing you fear most. Failure may come. Your greatest fear may be realized. And that's why you go in with the attitude that you'll do whatever it takes you to conquer that fear. Fear is the voice of the average, the voice of the settled. Fear must die. Fear will die. My largest fear carries my greatest growth. I'll never let my fear decide my fate. I am bigger than any fear. Fear has no place within my heart. Fear has no place within your heart. Fear is conditioned into us from a young age. And many don't pay attention to the stages of fear. Play it safe. You can do that. Be careful. These consistent fearful feelings add up, lives inside us, and forms our psychology, which for most turns into inaction, which for most turns into average, which for most turns into settling for life that they're not passionate about living. Fear will die. It's time to take back control. So how do we overcome our fears? Find something that is more painful than your fear. If you have a fear of failure that's stopping you from going all out and achieving at a high level, a more painful thought might be disappointing your family. Or the thought of your kids and loved ones seeing you settling for a life that you don't want to live, knowing that they will follow in your footsteps. Or maybe a greater pain would be the thought of getting to the end of your life and knowing that you never really lived. You just existed. You got by. I need you all to really feel that pain. Think about it. Feel that deep emotional connection to the pain. And write down why you won't settle for that pain anymore. Write down why you must conquer that fear for once and for all. Why you must. And what is more worse than your fear? We say it all the time. What is your reason? You have to have a strong enough reason why you must. And they say when you have a strong enough why, the how will come. The results will come. And be more fearful of what will it cost you if you don't do it. Be more fearful of the impact it will have on your loved ones if you don't take action. Be more fearful of the impact it will have on your future if you don't take actions. What will it cost you? What about if you do face it? What about if you do conquer it? How will it improve your life? Who else will it benefit? Fear will not stop me if my desire to win is strong enough. Fear will not stop me. I am in charge. I am in charge. I live without fear. I fear nothing but a mediocre life. I fear nothing but an average existence. I fear nothing but an unlived life. I choose to live free, free from fear. Now I am in charge. Freedom. Now take the examples from these celebrities who have gone by and make you see the world more carefully. The first one is Ariana Huffington, who got rejected by 36 publishers. It's hard to believe that one of the most recognizable names on online publication was once rejected by 36 major publishers. And Ariana's second book, which she tried to publish long before she even created and was now ubiquitously known, Huffington's Post Empire was 36 times rejected until it finally got selected for online publication. And even Ariana's post itself wasn't a success right away. Even when it launched, there were dozens of negative comments on its quality and potential. And obviously Huffington overcame those initial boots of failure and cemented her name as one of the most successful outlets on web. Second example we have is Bill Gates, who watched his first company crumble. Bill Gates is now the world's wealthiest individual, but he didn't earn his fortune through a straight line to success. And he entered the entrepreneurial scene with a company called Traffic Data, which aimed to process and analyze the data from traffic tapes. Think of it like an old version of big data. And he tried to sell that idea alongside his business partner Paul Allen, but the product didn't barely even work. It was a complete disaster. But the failure didn't stop Gates from exploring new opportunities, and a few years later, he created his first Microsoft product and forged a new path to success. And now we have George Steinbrenner, who bankrupted a team. Before George made a name for himself, when he acquired the ownership of New York Yankees, he owned a small basketball team called Liverland Pipers back in 1960. In 1962, due to his decisions, the entire franchise went bankrupt. And this stretch of failure seemed to follow George in his upcoming years, when he again took back New York Yankees in 1970s. As the team struggled with a number of setbacks and losses throughout 1980s and 1990s. And despite public fear and criticism to Steinbrenner's controversial decisions, he brought back the team to an amazing comeback with 6 world-class entries in major football leagues and has a record for the most profitable teams in world major basketball leagues. Now we have Walt Disney, who was told that he lacked creativity. One of the most creative geniuses of the 20th century was once fired from a newspaper company because he was told he lacked creativity. Trying to persevere, he founded his own company, online animation company that was called Laugh-O-Graph. He raised $15,000 for the company and eventually was forced to close that company. He struggled, desperate and out of money. He ultimately found his way to Hollywood. And there he faced even more criticism and challenges. But still, he didn't give up. And in later years, his few first classic films skyrocketed in success. And now, what would you do if you don't have the fear of failure? Why are you still waiting? Thank you.